name is Leann and welcome to my little channel of Flosstube. I am known here as Small Town Stitches, so if you are into cross stitching and the likes, then you are in the right place. So today is Flosstube, I believe 116. Today is February 20th, 2024. So welcome back to all my returning subscribers. And if you are new, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see and consider subscribing. So I'm back finally. It's been a bit. So I kind of liked the layout of the last video that I did. So we'll talk about all my stitching and stuff first, and then I'll try to do a little life update at the end. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 7 projects to talk about today. And yeah, so I have a finish, guys. I had to go back and watch my last video because I didn't know if I included this in my last video or not, but I wasn't done, I believe, with it in my last video. So I am talking about my Quaker Christmas from Bygone Stitches. I started this piece in like 2020, so it was just in February of 2020, so I finished it in January of 2024, so it's just shy of 4 years old, but it's done. So this is my finish on my Quaker Christmas from Bygone Stitches. Yeah, I did make a couple changes to the piece. I had someone saying that I missed before some letters or something, and I went crazy and didn't see it. So if you see something, I guess let me know. The random letters and numbers, though, that are called for in the chart, I did not do. If you know anything about me, I've said it in the past, I don't like random numbers and I don't like random letters and things. I'm not an alphabet stitcher unless it was something for like a child or a baby's room or something like that, but I'm not into just throwing random letters and numbers into my pieces. So what I did instead was, I've said it before, the letters sprinkled through this piece spell our last name, and then the numbers that are in here symbolize something. So there is a 9 because that's my husband's a September baby, a 2 for our daughter because she's a February baby. Actually, her birthday is in 2 days. She'll be 9. I'm not okay, and that's a whole nother discussion. There's a 3 because I'm a March birthday, a 7 because we were married in July, and a 4 because that is my stepdaughter's birthday month. So all the numbers in here and letters have a meaning. So if that's what you were looking at, I just don't do the random called for, I guess. Other than that, I charted my husband's and my initials in here, and I messed around with this block over here. That was a little bit of a problem, but I ended up putting some wedding rings under it, and yeah, I'm calling it good. It's a finish. So it's stitched on 18 count Heartland by Picture This Plus. The brown is a dyeing for cross stitch unnamed from a couple years back, obviously. The red is Scarlet Orange by Victorian Motto, and then the gold is Golden Ale by Coloring Cotton. How's that for a girl that can't remember anything usually? So I have a finish. One whip off my stuff so far this year. So I'm super excited about that. And now I have another project bag that I can use for something else. My chair's a little squeaky. I'm sorry. All right, so the next up on my rotation that I did, I am trying to get some of my projects that are under 5%, a lot of my full coverage projects, to 5%. Some of those may be tweaked a little bit because the numbers are just a little bit insane. But I spun my churches. This is by Charting Creations. Its artwork is by, I believe it's Nikki B. I do have a before picture on this, I believe. And I put a whopping 750 stitches in. And this is where we are now. So this is the edge of page 1. I have finally hit it, but there we go. That's kind of blown out. There we go. There's a lot of very light colors. So I'm in the spring church, and this is the sky for the spring church. This piece of fabric is absolutely enormous. I thought about cutting them and just doing spring, summer, fall, winter in different charts, which I kind of liked that idea, and it would make them a whole heck of a lot smaller. However, they all blend beautifully and flow one into the other. So I guess eventually, if I ever do get this finished, it's going to need like a massive whole giant wall. So that is where I am so far. This particular piece is at 1.07%. It is stitched on a 22 count Hardanger 1/1 with the called for DMC. Ow. There's a needle poking out of my bag. There we go. All right. Next up, I don't know if it's in this exact order, but I have my Advent piece next. I'll show you where that was at. I also want this one done this year because I would like to use it around Christmas time. And hopefully I've showed you a picture of where it was. Here we are. So all I've done was finish the white in this mitt, bring the white down, make the box, and start on the little gingerbread. That's all I've done. But I've done a total of 428 stitches. And this is called for DMC, and this one, except for my numbers, this is a petite treasure braid in I think they call it Christmas time on 1, 2, 3 stitch, but the actual, here it is, you can see it. The actual name is PB45, and that's what I'm using for my numbers. Everything else is called for, and this is just a gray, I think this is an 18 count that I bought on 1, 2, 3 stitch, just like the, oh my gosh, Zweigert brand. Okay. Next up was Eagle, my Patriotic Eagle, as I show you. This is what it will look like when it is completed. This is one of my 5% by 25 goals. This is where it was. This is its first rotation out this year. And when I spun a stitch goal on it, it came up with 500 stitches. So I was like, okay. But those 500 stitches got me to 1.13% now. And here we are. So working in the top left of the flag right now. This is stitched 1/1 on a 20 count with CXC floss. For those asking where I get my CXC floss, I get mine from AliExpress, and the shop that I usually use, the shop that I use, is in my description. There's a link for it. So there's the start of my flag. I love this piece. All right, next up, I love, love, love this piece, is my mini Nativity. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs chart. Its artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. This is where I was. When I spun this particular one, I spun a goal of 1,000 stitches. So I have my all my projects on a wheel. I have a wheel for my 5% by 25, and then I have like a stitch count wheel. And to kind of give it variety, I just spin that wheel when I have my pieces. So I got 1,000%. Oh boy, words are hard today. I got 1,000 stitches. This is where it was before. And that 1,000 stitches got me to 3.71%. So I believe this is my closest now out of my 5%, out of my projects for the 5% by 25. So that palm tree is coming. It's looking really good. I believe the first wise man's head is like around here that it starts, but I'm not 100% positive. So yeah, this is also stitched on a this is a 22 count Hardinger 1/1 full cross with DMC. So I don't do tent stitch, so all of my full coverages are full cross, whether it is 2/1 or 1/1. So all right, we're moving very quickly through this. This is not going to be a long video. Next up was my Lord of the Ring silhouette. I got this from Etsy. I busted this out on January 14th because it was Alicia Adventures of Stitching's birthday, and she was doing a superhero sale, and it was Superhero Sale 2024 is what her hashtag was. And I said, well, I don't have any superhero pieces. So we were joking around that Hobbits are superheroes. So I was using that as a hashtag, Hobbits are superheroes. So I decided that I was going to bust out my Lord of the Rings silhouette chart. And I did. I got 362 stitches done on it. And it's all in 310, so it was a lot easier. And I have finished Bill. So it looks a little bit weird because that's the start of like the rope that Sam's gonna actually hold onto. So I managed to stitch Bill. I had his tail. So the joke of the day was I was working on Bill's butt because I literally just had the tail done and I had to do the whole rest of the horse. So this is the Fellowship from the Lord of the Rings. So this is Aragorn and that's Bill, the horse. But I did make some changes on this. So as if you have seen my whip parade, there's supposed to be words charted in Elvish. And I think it's the quote, one ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them. And I was debating what color I was going to do that in. And I was thinking gold, like a petite treasure braid. But now I'm debating if I'm going to do it at all. And I'll show you here in a minute. So I may just do the Fellowship and that's it. Or I may just add it like I was thinking of and just have it. Again, you'll see in a second. But this is where I'm at. And if I don't do the words, then I'm at 34.32%. We'll see. So I'm very happy with my progress on that. I was able to bust it out. Originally, this was going to be my car project for when I'm sitting in line waiting to pick my daughter up from school. Sorry. But I've been crocheting in my car instead. It's just a little bit easier, less attention span for me. And I did not bring the blanket in because I leave it in my car. So I always have it. So this isn't getting as much love. All right, now I'm going to show you Dino. This is Beginner T-Rex. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Crinkle, crinkle, I'm sorry. These bags are annoying. Especially when you use them all the time, they start to fall apart and get really crinkly. And it drives me crazy, so I'm sorry if it's driving you crazy. This is Beginner T-Rex by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by David Penfound. This is my focus for this year because I want this done by the beginning of December so I have time to frame it and then gift it to my daughter for Christmas. So I'll show you where it was last time. We were in the middle of a page. Always in the middle of a page. I think I have to back up. Possibly. But I am currently sitting at 53.49% on this piece now. So here we are. So I have finished the page that I was working on last time, and I'm getting close to finishing this page, so I'll bring it in, scooch my chair. So we were trying to figure out what that was. It was a dinosaur's head. I think this is its like the hump on it. So you can see from my hoop, you can see that dinosaur's face. You can see this dinosaur's face. This giant neck is what I'm working on right now, and this tree over here. So I'm working on this page, and then we will move over here and probably into some of the dinosaur and stuff like that. So this is the third row of pages. These are 2 complete rows up here. So there's this row full of pages. There's another row full of pages, and I think there's a partial row underneath. So I try to do 300 a day on it. Sometimes that's feasible. Sometimes it's not so feasible. But I think the Stitch Pal app says I have to do like 284 to get it finished by December 1st, my goal. It was like 270 something, but my stitch count goal, my stitching has been down this month, and I'll explain it in a little bit. But there's some days I haven't worked on it. There's some days I put 100 in, so it kind of went up. But here we are. One final look at it. Looks very good. She's very excited for it. She doesn't know that I am trying to have it done by Christmas, though. So since, if you are new, hi. I struggle with getting words out sometimes. If you're not new, you know. In February, I have done 4,365 stitches so far on this piece. But since you guys saw it in my last Flosstube, I've done a total of 6,171 stitches. Okay. My monthly January stitch count was actually really good. It was 14,913. Am I going to get that in February? No. I am sitting about 7,554 because of life. Okay, so then this brings me into my last piece that I have to talk about, slash haul. So I was watching Jamie, who is Cross Stitch and Chill here, and she showed a new project that she's working on. And I fell in love with her project, and I fell in love with her fabric. So, which led me down a rabbit hole, and I found another piece, and I'll just explain. So I bought 2 pieces, 2 charts, and 2 pieces of fabric. One of the charts I've already started. So I am working on the Shire painting that I've shown previously, and then I'm working on the Fellowship silhouette that I just showed you. If you don't know, I love the Lord of the Rings. If I had to choose between the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, the Lord of the Rings would still win. I love the Lord of the Rings. We're debating kind of switching some room setup and like turning this room that I'm in into the music room, because we have quite a bit of music stuff, musical instruments, and then moving so like the exercise stuff would go up into what's like it was my craft room, but there's a drum set in there right now. So like my craft corner, that would become like the workout area, and then where the music stuff is upstairs would become my like craft area / office. I'm thinking there needs to be like a Lord of the Rings thing in there. Anyways, tangent. I bought this pattern. I don't remember. I think it's Taiji Designs or something like that on Etsy. And it's called the Hobbit Hole. And I had to have it. because if I was in the Lord of the Rings time where the elves are beautiful and everything, I would 100% be a hobbit. Just let me garden, let me live a simple life. I'm cool with hanging out with people sometimes if I want to, but I just really like to be left alone. I would 100% be a hobbit. So I started this and I bought Dying for Cross Stitch fabric, of course. I love Dying for Cross Stitch fabric, and Murky Waters, and I bought an 18 count. And I've started it. I did 407 stitches so far, which is 2.98%. And this is where I'm at. So first of all, this fabric is absolutely gorgeous. And I don't ever center start anything. I always am a top left stitcher. But I did 3 inches down, started it in the middle, and then I worked my way off to the left side page, and I'm going to do that page first. This is not all the same color. You can't really tell a difference right now. Some of it is 3371 and 310 over here, and then I'm just carrying the 310, and I'll probably color complete my page. But this is where I'm at so far, just not much. But I would love this to be done this year because there is less than 14,000 stitches on it. And it's basically kind of monochromatic, even though it's not. I will show you the flosses. I did not have to buy any flosses for this. I already had them on hand. So it looks monochromatic, but it's not. Because here are the flosses that are actually in that piece. They're so pretty. So I will leave a link to this below. And as always, go check out Dying for Cross Stitch. So that was my last project to show you, but I do have another one that I plan on starting. This is the one that I fell in love with from Jamie, and the reason I may not put that quote on the other one. So this is called, I think it's One Ring to Rule Them All. It's the entire actual quote that they have. Now, it's a big piece. Where that one will fit on a fat quarter and have extra fabric. This one I had to order a fat half. And it's all done in one color unless I decide to change it up. So I'm planning on doing it in 310. So I have some taken off of my cone and put on already. This is the fabric that I bought. I'm so excited. It's gonna look so good. This is Fallen Leaves, and this is their medium. So they have a light, a dark, and a medium. This is their medium. I don't want to open it up all the way because it's giant, but I think it's gonna look so good. And then I'm just gonna do it with 310, so it'll still pop. I haven't started this one yet. I really want to. I just haven't been able to start yet. That is my haul since last time. All right. But that was like, as soon as I saw Jamie's video, I was in pickup line and I ordered those 2 patterns, and then I was already looking at fabric, and I had fabric ordered by the end of the day and everything else too. Like, it was just like, had to have it right then and there. And I don't usually get that way with that stuff, but apparently with Lord of the Rings things, I do. I'm a nerd. Hi, how are you? All right, so that is all my haul. That is all my stitching. Yeah, I don't have that much else. So I'm gonna give you a tiny bit of a life update, and then you guys are free. So actually first, March is gearing up, and that is going to be New Start Month basically for Angie and I. So Angie's birthday and my birthday are in March. Happy early birthday to all my March people. And happy belated birthday to Alicia, whose birthday was on Valentine's Day. So as of right now, I am starting 4 things. And I've already figured them out. I'm going to start them on Saturdays and then give them a week. Now, if I don't finish them in that week, I'm debating of either plugging something else in from my rotation or what I haven't figured that part out yet. So the first one up, I'm going to start March 2nd as God Shed His Grace. This is Artisy's, I believe, version. It's an Abraham Hunter. And my goal on that one is 800 stitches that I have to do. Now, my new starts that I'm trying to do for this, I would like to get them to 2.5%. So 2.5% on God Shed His Grace is 3,375 stitches. We'll see, because I'm really starting to miss working on some of my other stuff too. The next I will start on the 9th, which is actually one of my sister's birthdays, is going to be Butterfly Rose Cross No Background. So I'm really excited for that one. And the goal on that one is 500 stitches. So 2.5% on Butterfly Rose Cross is 1,518. So not really a lot. My birthday start on my actual birthday, if I can do it, is Sea Turtle Mama. I may have totally planned that one to go on that day. And my goal for that one is 1,000 stitches. And 2.5% on that one is 1,528. So the whole goal almost for 2.5% will be made with that one. And then my last new start on the 23rd is Gardener's Paradise. And the goal for that one, 2.5% is actually 8,438 because it's a big piece. So we'll see. But my stitch count goal I spun was 900. So that's all the plans that I have so far. We'll see what I kind of add in and go from there on it. So I've been keeping up to date so far. So I minus Eagles so far. So that one's down to 4,639. Nativity is out down to I only need just over 1,100 stitches left on that one. So we'll see. We'll see. So life, hubby had his surgery. So thank you so much for everyone that prayed for him and was keeping him in your thoughts. That was the 6th of February. And he had a sinuplasty and a septoplasty. So he had a deviated septum, that's the septoplasty. They figured that. And then the sinuplasty is he had to have his sinuses cleared out. So they used to do it very barbarically until like 10 years ago with an actual hammer and chisel. Doesn't that sound lovely? They don't do it anymore that way, thank the Lord. So he had no black eyes or no bruising at all. He had a lot of swelling though. So his swelling went all the way up to like right here under his eyes, his whole face. It was miserable for him. He was absolutely miserable. He said his ear surgery that he had in November and both of his knees, like his meniscus and stuff that he's had done, they were a cakewalk compared to the pain that he had in his face. So for a week, he pretty much was on the couch with horrible sinus pressure and icing it and sneezing and watering because he had stents and packing all up in his nose. And of course, the poor guy, on top of all that, it was the week it warmed up here to like 60 degrees and his allergies just went nuts. And I felt so bad for him. He's still dealing with some of it right now. They said it will take a couple weeks because the inflammation internal is still going down. But, yeah, he's back to work and everything like that. So thank you so much for your prayers for him. It was a long week. It was a long week. So that's why a lot of stitching just really didn't get done because I didn't do a lot of stitching that week, really. But other than that, that's pretty much the only thing we've had going on. We had our birthday party on Sunday. That went really well. My house got like severely deep cleaned downstairs, which was always good, but exhausting. She's on a field trip today with Dad, so they're going to the museum and the planetarium, and then half days of school for the rest of the week, I think because of parent-teacher conferences. So, yeah, that's all that I have here. Not a lot of stuff. So I am going to let you guys go, put all this stuff, and I have to start work. So hopefully I'll be back in about 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully. And yeah, so until then, remember your mental health is important, to take time for yourself each and every day, and to be a light to the world around you. I will see you guys next time.